So we've been living in Bali now for 8 weeks, and there's a few things that we didn't quite prepare for, and it shocked us once we got here.
One of the first things we had to get used to was the wildlife, because there's loads of rats and lizards and geckos that actually can come into your apartments or hotels, and they can be quite scary if you're not used to it. Definitely for me, I was scared when I saw rats in our apartment, and also the rats and geckos can actually climb into the ceiling and the walls and make such huge noises when they're running around, and it actually sounds like the ceiling's going to come through.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem, because we've spoken to a few people and they said it's quite normal in Bali to have like geckos and rats in the walls.
Yeah.
So you might not always see it in the apartment,
but you can hear them.
You can hear them in the walls, and it sounds like they're in the apartment or house wherever you're living.
Yeah.
So it's quite concerning, because you might just be sleeping and you hear loads of scuffling and you think it's somewhere in the room and you start panicking. And I know for me in particular, I didn't really like that sound. And once I hear one, that's it, I can't get back to sleep for the whole night.
Yeah, and you as well, even if you see lizards and stuff,
Yeah.
you're quite scared of them. Even though lizards are actually harmless, I'd rather see a lizard than a rat, because rats are like dirty and like but lizards.
Yeah, lizards and geckos are another thing to keep an eye out for as well. You don't need to keep an eye out for them because they're actually harmless, and actually if you do have them in your apartment, I think they say it's actually good luck.
Yeah.
And also they get rid of all the insects, because they eat all the insects.
insects.
But doing more research on the lizards though is they do poo and wee everywhere. So that's the only kind of downside to if you do have a lizard. Try and get it out, but I don't know how you're going to get it out because they're so quick.
Yeah.
And they're so small as well. So once they go into some sort of crack, there's no way of tracking them. But also as well, while we're on the topic of kind of wildlife and creatures, also mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are another one, which, you know, you kind of get mosquito issues in most kind of countries you go to when you're on holiday. But the difference here in Bali is a lot of the mosquitoes carry dengue fever.
If you do get it, you can be quite sick. It's like a really, really bad flu, and some people have died from it as well. So just make sure that you are covering yourself with mosquito repellent and just trying to avoid getting bitten up.
Yeah, I think you've got to cover yourself with mosquito repellent quite often. I think both of us have made a mistake of putting it on in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done what we're doing throughout the day, and we go out for dinner at 8 o'clock, not topping it up, we still think it's effective. Come back, loads of bites.
Yeah.
But luckily we haven't kind of got, well, we haven't got dengue fever.
We haven't got dengue fever.
So that's just something to kind of be cautious of when you are in Bali, more than other countries. Just make sure you are, you know, you got your repellent on.
Yeah, and another thing is there's a lot of stray dogs as well. So some of them may carry like rabies and things like that. So just be careful if you see a stray dog. Try not to like touch them, or if they bite you or anything like that. And
also the monkeys. Let's not forget the monkeys as well.
Yeah.
The monkeys aren't everywhere in Bali. So in Changi you don't really see monkeys, but if you're in Uluwatu and in Ubud in particular,
and any of the more rural areas,
yeah, then you're likely to come across monkeys. So be cautious, because as cute as monkeys can seem, they're very cheeky and can be aggressive as well.
Yeah.
Especially if there's like packs of them.
Yeah, and you've seen loads of videos online where monkeys actually attacking people, so just be very careful when you go and see them.
And they also carry rabies as well, so that's why you've got to be extra careful around monkeys. And if you do come across monkeys, don't look at them in the eye, because as soon as you make eye contact, they'll just switch. So they might be friendly. That's exactly what they'll do. So they might be friendly with you, you know, on your lap, eating your food you're giving them, but as soon as you make eye contact, it's a different story. So just be extra cautious and vigilant if you do come across monkeys.
Yes. Another thing in Bali is traffic. Traffic is, I find it's quite a lot compared to London, even though London's bad, but this is worse than London, and especially if you're getting a cab, it will just take you forever. So if you can, get a scooter or a Gojek scooter, but then there might be situations when you actually need a car if you're in a group or you've got luggage, and then you're just going to have to face and go through the traffic. But it's just one thing to note about if you are planning a journey, take into consideration of traffic time.
Yeah, but as I said, you know, there's many options, so you can get a Gojek or a Grab if you need to, and I recommend, you know, trying to learn to ride a scooter if you can. But again, even if you can ride a scooter in England or wherever you're from, it's different in Bali because there's a lot of reckless drivers, and I think the roads in Bali are quite dangerous as well. I think the best way to describe the driving and the riding in Bali is like Mario Kart. It's like everyone's for themselves. There's no kind of consideration for others. So even if you are a good driver, it's the other people you've got to watch out for. And I think especially the tourists as well. A lot of the times people might be drink driving.
Yeah.
And obviously if you're riding a scooter, the drink driving is even worse than a car, because, you know, you're more likely to get injured if an accident does happen.
and there's loads of potholes and not very good street lighting as well.
Yeah, night times it's not great at all, so you've got to be extra vigilant.
Yeah.
Another one, I would say tap water. So for me, that's probably been one of the main, not concerns, but the most kind of irritating thing to get used to. Inconvenience, that's the right word, because you literally can't drink the tap water for anything. You can't use it to wash your food. You can't use it to brush your teeth, because I think the water system in Bali,
it's not clean water as clean. It comes out clear, but I don't think it's filtered enough to actually clean with. So it is, when you're washing your fruits and veg, you just got to be careful. But we actually use a shower filter for our hair, so at least when we're washing our body, our hair, we've got that filter system. So that's the one thing. And I think if you are living here long term, it's probably best to get a filter system for your sink taps as well. So that means you can wash with the sink and brush your teeth with the sink as well.
But the reason why you got the water filter for the showers is because you don't just get sick from the bad water. It's also it can ruin your hair as well,
and acne
as well, so you can have really bad breakouts if you don't kind of have those filters in place. So that's kind of one of the main inconveniences, and you kind of got to be cautious when you're eating out as well, because you
don't know how they've cooked the food, if they've used tap water. But a lot of the times we've heard from being here is that the restaurants as well, they don't want to be sick, so they'll try and make sure that all the water's filtered, or they use bottled water. And also with the ice cream, they all buy it from a supplier. So I think as well as we don't want to be sick with the water, locals don't want to be sick with the water as well. Yeah,
because the locals are well aware of obviously the situation as well, and as you said, we can get sick, but so can the locals. And I think it's quite of a stigma from doing more research online again. It's come from like maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago when it was a real issue with the ice in particular. But as Shadea said, now everyone just buys the ice because it's so cheap and more convenient for people just to buy the ice rather than making it themselves. So even though you still got to be kind of cautious and vigilant when you're going out, it's not too bad as some people may say, but just still keep an eye out.
And another thing is the toilet system is very, I guess the whole sewage system isn't the greatest, going back to the water, but you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet, which is, it makes sense, but for us coming from London, England, I'm so used to just chucking the toilet paper in the toilet and flushing it away. And there has been times where I have accidentally forgotten and it's flushed and it's blocked the toilet, which is a bit annoying because we have to call someone to unblock it. But yeah, it's just something to be aware of.
And it's not very pleasant, let's say you go in the toilet and you got to throw it in the bin in the bathroom. So that's not great, but they do have the kind of wash.
So all the toilets have a hose pipe that you can actually wash yourself with if you go like number 2.
So in essence, it is more hygienic, I would say, because at least you're actually washing yourself. So that is kind of better in a way, but again, it's just things that we've got to get used to after traveling. Being from England, we're not used to that, so it's just another kind of hurdle we need to come across. But the longer you kind of live here, or it kind of gets easier to kind of just get used to, I would say.
But I think that's it. Do you have any other things?
I don't think so. I think that's kind of most things covered. Also as well, if you're coming from a country that's not quite sunny in particular, it can be very hot here as well, so make sure,
and humid
as well, so make sure you wear your sunscreen, but also pack kind of cold clothes, warm clothes as well, because sometimes, Shadea in particular, can get a bit chilly.
The evenings get a bit chilly sometimes, which is nice when you're trying to sleep, but like if you're out, it's good to have like a little shawl or something to cover yourself up with.
And make sure you got like a good waterproof raincoat as well, because
it rains.
It does rain, and when it rains, it pours.
Heavy. And we are actually in the dry season, and it did rain quite a lot, but it's not too bad. At least it's still warm. And it's nice sometimes. You're in a hot country and it's hot 24/7. Sometimes it's nice to have a little break, and it feels a lot more cozy as well. So it's not too bad. But again, these are just minimal problems, and it's not anything we've mentioned. There's nothing to deter you from either moving or traveling to Bali, because it's such a beautiful and amazing country.
These are just minor things, I would say,
that you can just get used to.
Definitely. But that's some of the things that we kind of have to get used to after living in Bali for 2 months now. If you are traveling and you have any questions or want advice, just drop a comment below, or message me on Instagram at Chad Baptiste,
or message me at Shadea.
Just
my name.
just Shadea. It's quite unique actually. You just got your name. That's pretty cool.
On all socials as well.
Alright, sure enough. That's today's video. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed it. Again, any questions, just please drop us a message, and any questions you do have, we'll make sure we answer them in upcoming videos. Thank you. Like and subscribe.
Yes, it will really help us.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Namaste.
I'm supposed to do that. Namaste.